Hello, hello, hello. So that's time again. Today we'll be covering the Oregon, which is essentially the super tier 10 Georgia. So yeah, this thing comes with an absolute truckload of gimmicks that completely changes playstyle compared to the Georgia. So I hope you guys are ready for some very interesting shenanigans from any of you Georgia lovers. This thing is going to be a mutated monstrosity compared to that ship. So let's hop right into it. So if you guys are wondering how to get this ship, you are able to get it starting on Wednesday the 5th. You get it in the tech tree. You click on the tech tree, and at the bottom right it'll say experimental ships, and they'll say they'll be unlocked until 14 point, I think it's like 14.6 or 14.7 or something around there. And they'll be starting in the update 14.2. And how you get it is you start with the Mets, and you unlock that using free XP or missions, and you use doubloons. You can speed through it, and you have to unlock each ship to be able to get the next one. So you start with the Mets, and then you get the Viasma, and after the Viasma you get the Oregon. And during these you have to build the ship by completing missions or just speeding through with doubloons. But overall, you're able to get these ships, and you're able to earn a lot of goodies while playing them, like coal and other rewards as such as you're playing. And what the main gimmicks of these ship are is the fight and flight feature, where the lower the health is, the more accurate they are, and the faster the reload is. As well as them having special AP ammo types when they use their burst fire. They have a set number of salvos with this special AP, which is limited about 6 or 7 salvos normally, around there. So you can't just use this special AP all the time. And this special AP, it has better shell velocity, so they're easier to aim. It also has better bounce angles as well, and a short fuse. So they're just going to do a lot more damage overall to the targets that you're hitting. With this AP, which is making it very experimental in nature. So let's just start hopping right down into the nitty-gritty of this, because there's a lot to go over. So for the whole of this ship, pretty much it's exactly the Georgia. There is no difference. You have the 74,100 HP, and when this ship starts the match, it starts at 40% HP. So it starts at around 31,000 HP. It has the same USDCP. It does come with an improved repair party, which heals 20% HP over 20 seconds, and it has a 60-second cooldown. So yes, you do get really fast heals on these ships, which is absolutely insane. So all these experimental ships start with 40% HP when they start the match, but in stage you get that improved heal and 1 extra charge. And being the USBB, Oregon also gets that 20-second DCP. So a lot of these experimental ships, or all of them, are going to be going off of the same premise, where they start at lower HP or half HP, and it activates the fight or flight skill, which makes it where the lower the health is, the more accurate the guns are, and the faster the reload. So you're trying to balance your HP along with having your health high enough to be able to tank. So there is a health threshold where if you go below that, you're not gonna get any more bonus. So for the Oregon, it's around 18,000 HP-ish. Is right around there. So if you go below that, you're not going to be getting any more bonuses at all. And if you're above that, then you'll slowly lose the bonuses. You go all the way back up to full health. So you guys are aware of that. So let's talk about the guns and what makes them so special. So the Oregon guns, they are very similar to the Georgia. It starts with a BB dispersion, and the lower HP it is, the better accuracy it is. You have a 27-second reload with a 23.5 kilometer range. You do also have access to burst fire, which fires 2 salvos. And when you have the burst fire active, it reduces the range by 47%. So it makes it around 12.5 kilometers whenever the burst fire is being used. And it makes it where the reload goes to about 35 seconds. And it does come with special improved AP rounds, so 72 rounds total, which is enough for 6 full bursts, so full round bursts. And the special AP has improved bounce angles, which are very similar to the Stalingrad AP if you want to point to like a reference. So yeah, the burst fire can be used with HE as well, or if the special AP ammo is exhausted. So these Oregon guns, they operate quite differently from other battleships. For starters, the Oregon doesn't have access to improved dispersion upgrades. Instead, it totally relies on her ship skill, the fight or flight, for a tighter dispersion. So the lower the HP, the tighter the dispersion. And with maximum bonuses applied, Oregon can actually get down to negative 27% dispersion, so making it incredibly accurate. The reload also drastically improves as well, especially when combined with Adrenaline Rush and the reload module. However, the craziest part is that the Oregon gets the burst fire. So yeah, you get a Georgia with the burst fire. And this burst fire on a battleship, well, the second one after is Victoria. So this is the second battleship to have a burst fire. And not only do you fire 2 salvos, you can fire her special AP rounds that give you improved bounce angles, higher penetration, and a short fuse. So in other words, you annihilate pretty much anything that shows you broadside when you have these active. Now you only get 6 full bursts with the special AP, but that's still highly useful and highly enough, and very enough, because you can still use the burst fire even if you run out, and you will just use the normal AP instead. Now that being said though, the burst fire is still situational, as you'll still have to get very close to use it, and the longer reload may screw you over if you mess up the shot. But it's still a powerful trump card that'll win you close range duels when timed properly. Moving on from that, secondaries, no. This does not have the same secondaries as the Georgia, so definitely do not build in the secondaries on this ship. So, do not. At all. No. For the anti-air, it's actually, pretty mid for a US BB, unfortunately. This is bad since CVs are likely going to want to eliminate you before you're a threat, due to the fact that you start off the match with 40% health. A lot of the time, these CVs are going to be going right for you to try to knock you out before you're a major threat in the match. Yeah. And you're only able to recover 10% of Citadel damage from those heals. So definitely be careful when CV's around, because those torpedoes and AP bombers will pack a wallop when they hit you. Now for the ASW airstrikes, you do have the same as tier 10 battleships, so nothing too particular there. So you have the typical tier 10 BB ASW. Now for maneuverability, you are really quick. You have 33 knot top speed, but that doesn't include the speed flag, so it goes up to about 35 and 36. And then to top it off of that, you also get the engine boost. So you have the really powerful engine boost that is on the Georgia is on this. You can actually chase down cruisers, slower DDs with that engine boost. And his turning ability it's not that special, but it's acceptable with how fast she's going. For the concealment, you have a 13.3 kilometer best surface concealment with the 9.2 for the aerial. So it's a pretty decent concealment for a tier 10, but too bad her burst fire range is well within her detection. So you'll still need islands to sneak burst fire enemies, because if you are able to sneak burst fire some enemies, yeah, they're gonna be suffering 100%. So in total for the consumables, you have an improved US DCP 20 seconds, You have the improved repair party, which heals 20% of HP over 20 seconds with an extra charge. You get the improved engine boost, hell yeah. And then you get the fighter plane, which effectively doesn't exist, unfortunately. And these are all definitely an excellent set of consumables, and with the proper usage of her improved repair party and the engine boost is critical to her success. Because if you let the health go down too low, you're just going to die. And if you have too much health, you're not going to be able to hit that many shots. Because again, you're not able to build into accuracy on these ships at all. All the accuracy is down to your management of the fight or flight skill. So this ship is going to be it's very experimental. I'm still surprised that World of Warships has opted to bring these ships into the actual game and not like in their own mode. But I guess they really want people to try this stuff out in the live server and randoms. So I guess we'll see. So as the top tier experimental ship, the Oregon represents the ultimate in the high risk, high reward playstyle of these ships. While she starts with only 30,000 HP, this also means her unique talents are active from the very start of the match. And this presents a constant dilemma for the player. So do you play it safe and heal up, or do you stay low to get most of your bonus? And if you play it too safe, then you don't get the benefits and end up being worse than other battleships due to the fact that you're not going to be as accurate due to not having your skill being used to how it can be. Now, on the other hand, it's easy to bite off more than you can chew, and then losing your battleship early because you just decide, oh, hey, I don't want to heal now, I'll wait, but then you're dead, and you can't heal at all at that point, right? So you have to make sure to manage your HP properly, or you're not going to survive the match. So other than managing your HP, the ship definitely plays like a standard battleship for most of the battle, with 13 to 17 kilometers being that usual good sweet spot for a good balance of survivability and firepower. So definitely don't be afraid to duke it out with other battleships, but know when to retreat and conserve your HP for sure, because the Oregon shines the brightest in the mid to late game where there's few enemies left. And this is when she can play her ace card, the burst fire, and any broadside enemy will be utterly demolished by her 12 improved AP rounds during the burst fire. And given her high speed, she can quickly reposition for a devastating ambush before enemies can react. And even without the burst fire, the Oregon is a dangerous foe at low HP with that insane boost to her reload and accuracy. With less enemies focusing on you, it becomes much more easier to abuse those bonuses to victory. Ultimately, the Oregon could be a very feast or famine ship. Even though she is a battleship, the temptation to stay at low HP will result in a lot of players dying for it. And of course, without those bonuses, what's the point of playing her? So success will be found using the right balance between firepower and survivability, often through trial and error. And of course, if anyone sees this ship at low health and you are bowing, they are going to focus the living hell out of you and kill you before you have any chance to survive. But yeah, don't expect to master this ship in only a few games. It's going to take a lot of trial and error for you to be able to do well in this ship. But once you understand the ship and her capabilities, then you'll unleash the true potential of the Oregon for a few patches at least. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the Oregon. I'm going to showcase the build so you guys can take a look at that. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you guys are interested in this ship, if you think it's a good thing for randoms or not. Let me know what you guys think of this thing. All right, so let's take a look at the build real quick for the Oregon. For the Oregon, I do main armament, then engine boosts. After that, and the third slide, I do main battery modifications, so since you're not able to build into range. Fourth slot is going to be propulsion. Fifth is going to be concealment. Sixth is going to be reload. Now, you can use whatever commander you want. You don't have to use this particular one. So you can take your build that you have, like on a Montana or a Vermont or whatever you like. It doesn't really matter that much. Excuse me. But the first skill is going to be preventative maintenance. Then grease the gears and adrenaline rush. After that, I would do preventative maintenance. Sorry, fire prevention. Then concealment. Then emergency repair expert. And then I would do super heavy AP as the final one. So that's the build I run. And if you're trying to get it in the armory, all you have to do is go to tech tree, and right here is where it will be. And this will be showing up on Wednesday, the 5th, and Thursday the 6th for EU and Asia. So if you guys have any questions or concerns, let me know in the comments down below. Yeah, I will talk to you all later. Thank you all for watching.